Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a topic that is affecting many of us but is often overlooked. That topic is social media and its impact on our mental health. In recent years, social media has become an integral part of our daily lives, and many of us spend hours each day scrolling through various platforms. While social media has its benefits, it can also have a negative impact on our mental health. In this video, we will explore the ways in which social media affects our mental health and what we can do to mitigate its negative effects. Positive effects of social media on our mental health. Let's start by looking at some of the positive effects of social media on our mental health. Firstly, social media can create a sense of community and belonging. Social media platforms allow us to connect with people who share our interests and values, regardless of where they are in the world. This can create a sense of belonging and help us feel less isolated, which can be especially important for people who may not have access to a physical community that shares their interests. Secondly, social media can be a powerful tool for self-expression and creativity. Social media platforms allow us to share our thoughts, feelings, and creations with a wide audience. This can be especially empowering for people who may not have had a platform to express themselves in the past. Thirdly, social media can be a source of inspiration and motivation. Social media platforms are filled with accounts that share inspiring stories, motivational quotes, and helpful tips. This can be especially helpful for people who may be struggling with mental health issues and need a boost of encouragement. Finally, social media can be a source of education and awareness. Social media platforms can be used to raise awareness about important issues, such as mental health, and educate people on how to manage their mental health. This can be especially important for people who may not have had access to mental health resources in the past. Negative impact of social media on mental health. Let's talk about some of the negative impacts that social media can have on our mental health. Firstly, social media can create feelings of anxiety and depression. This is because social media can create a distorted sense of reality. People tend to post the best parts of their lives on social media, creating a sense of pressure to keep up with them. This can create feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Secondly, social media can create feelings of loneliness and isolation. This is because social media can create a false sense of connection. While we may have many friends and followers on social media, these relationships are often shallow and lacking in depth. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, as we may feel like we don't have any real connections with other people. Thirdly, social media can create addictive behaviors. This is because social media platforms are designed to be addictive. They use algorithms to keep us engaged, showing us more and more content that is tailored to our interests. This can lead to a cycle of addiction, where we feel like we can't stop scrolling and checking our phones. Finally, social media can create a sense of FOMO, fear of missing out. This is because social media can make us feel like we are missing out on something if we're not constantly checking our feeds. This can create feelings of anxiety and stress, as we may feel like we're not living our lives to the fullest. Mitigating the negative impact of social media on mental health. Now that we've explored some of the negative impacts that social media can have on our mental health, let's look at what we can do to mitigate these effects. Firstly, it's important to take breaks from social media. This means setting boundaries for ourselves, such as limiting our time on social media or taking a break from it altogether. By taking breaks, we can give ourselves space to disconnect and focus on other aspects of our lives. Secondly, it's important to be mindful of our social media use. This means being aware of how social media makes us feel and making conscious choices about how we use it. For example, we can choose to follow accounts that inspire us and make us feel good, rather than ones that create negative feelings. Thirdly, it's important to prioritize real-life connections. This means investing in relationships with friends and family outside of social media. By prioritizing real-life connections, We can create a sense of community and belonging that can mitigate the feelings of loneliness and isolation that social media can create. Finally, it's important to seek professional help if social media is having a significant negative impact on our mental health. This may involve speaking to a therapist or counselor who can help us develop strategies for managing our social media use and the negative feelings that it can create. In conclusion, social media can have a significant impact on our mental health. It can create feelings of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and addiction. However, by being mindful of our social media use, taking breaks, prioritizing real-life connections, and seeking professional help when necessary, we can mitigate these negative effects. Social media is an important part of our modern lives, but it's important that we use it in a way that doesn't harm our mental health. It's also important to remember that social media isn't inherently bad. It can be a powerful tool for staying connected with friends and family, building communities, and promoting positive change. The key is to use it in a way that benefits us, rather than harms us. So, next time you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media, take a moment to reflect on how it's making you feel. If you find that it's creating negative emotions, consider taking a break or setting boundaries for yourself. And remember, it's okay to ask for help if social media is having a significant impact on your mental health. Thank you for watching today's video on social media and our mental health. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. We love hearing from our viewers.